Hey, I'm Ryan Cruz, and you are watching Get Your Mind Right. Today's topic is going to be about a woman and her ego. So, as much as I love to talk about men and their ego, and like I said in my other video, when not to stroke their ego, I really want to have a serious talk about us women and our ego, especially when it comes to romantic relationships. So, I was watching a couple of YouTube channels and just listening to other people's points of view. And a lot of people don't tend to talk about women and our ego, especially when it comes to romantic relationships. A lot of times it seems as though that when we think about, why is a woman going out with this particular guy that's treating her this type of way, or this guy who doesn't really have much, that he's going to be using her or something of that case. Why is she with him? And you're deeming this woman probably as like a 10. Like, why is she with this loser? And so I sat back, and as I was listening to other people talk, and as I do sit back and think of myself, my own self all the time, which, I always do think about myself. I said to myself, majority of all my relationships has been based on ego for me. If, this is going to sound pretty cold or mean, but it's really me being really honest. It's very surprising to me how, for myself, it could be like a month into the relationship, I have an epiphany of, I don't even really like this guy. Soon as I had that epiphany, stuff started going a little bogus, right? And I feel like that's the universe is saying, yeah, you don't like him, so you need to keep it moving. Why are you wasting his time? But what ends up happening is that, I'm about to go there with the subconscious. Subconsciously, this person could feel that I don't even really genuinely like them. I'm just there out of ego, and maybe a little bit of codependency. And so usually what happens is that person, they start either coming late to stuff. They end up making later phone calls. They slowly start to make the change because they can feel the difference. They can feel, what's changed. Why do I feel like Ryan is acting different? So anyway, back to the whole ego thing. So a lot of people argument is that, maybe she wasn't raised right. Maybe she didn't have the directions or things like that in life to show her, what type of relationship she should be in. And I do think with a lot of cases that is it. And yet I really do think a lot of cases that's not it. A lot of cases I think it's just pure ego. A woman, when we go out and we date men, and if he can't do something, it's amazing how fast a woman who barely even knows him will will research for him, will find stuff for him. We even do that sometimes in non-romantic relationships with like just male friends, of doing little things for them, teaching them how to cook. Oh, I made some food. You could come by and get a little plate from me or whatever. And it's like you're with somebody that you keep doing this potential thing. And that's all ego. It's almost like you're trying to prove to this person that I'm so amazing that I can make you step your game up. And that's not how life works. That's not how life works with men. Okay, seriously. Now with a female friend, you as a woman could be like a CEO, multi-millionaire, and then maybe one of your female friends is like a little assistant somewhere. I shouldn't say little assistant, because assistants could turn into executive assistants and things like that. But just say they have like maybe a small retail job where they're working a cashier, and the cashier girl is hanging around the CEO woman, so she's slowly elevating. I think that's possible. But when it comes to men, that's not really always the case. I think the only time that happens is unless you guys are both at the same level and you inspire him to want to keep going. But it doesn't always work where he's right here and he's like, man, my woman, I gotta. No. That doesn't really always work. I'm not saying it don't work, but that's going to have to be that exception to the rule type of talk. So what I notice is that us women, we do this thing where we'll date someone that maybe society may deem beneath us. And it could be on a financial level. It could be on a mental level where you're constantly teaching this person something. You know, it could be even on a physical level where, you know, you're a very fit person and this person is just a hot mess. And what I can speak for myself, and when I do talk to other women and I'm hearing them talk about something, it's really based on ego. It's really based on trying to prove a point to yourself and trying to prove a point to the person that you're seeing that you have this mystical, magical powers to make him elevate, to make him step his game up. And that's different from influence, right? That's totally different, because the thing with the ego, you're not, most of the time, we're not giving hints, little things like that to help build somebody up. We're telling them what to do. We're going out to go do the stuff that they're supposed to be doing to make them build themselves up, for them to have a high self-esteem, for them to have their goals and things that they need to accomplish in life. We're not sprinkle a little here for them to do it. We're just taking it on board and doing it. So we like, okay, I'm up here now. I finally brought him up here. He should stay with me. He should treat me. It almost reminds me of, is it no difference than when a guy says, well, I make 6-figure, I'm automatically guaranteed women. What did that got to do with anything? So this is what I'm meaning by the ego of a woman is so strong, like so strong, that we would turn around and literally pick a man out the trash can just to say that we did change somebody. Just to say, oh no, I did help him. I did step his game up. I blah, 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 blah. Another point is okay, let me tell you what I've done before. So I was with somebody and it was close to the breakup time, right? And so I don't know if I've ever said this in other videos, but every man that I've been with in my past up until this present moment, I knew damn well I would not marry them. I knew damn well I would not be marrying them or having any kids with them. Why did I still see them, you wonder? You wonder why would you know that, you know, you're not going to marry these people, you know, you would never have kids with them, right? Why would you even waste the energy? Ego. And a little bit of codependency too. I'm going to say codependency and ego. And that's the whole reason why I even started all this, because once I figured out how codependency was playing in my life, how my ego was playing in my life, it was mind blowing, because I said all this time, you know, I'm thinking this is like, oh, this is my personality. But no, it's not. I don't want to use the word trauma because it's such a strong word, but it's just BS. It's a little bit of codependency mixed in with that ego, thinking you about to change the world, thinking you're about to really make this man do X, Y, and Z. And it is not. Well, you know what? He may do so, but he's going to drop you and be with the girl who would not have been with him when he was down here. A woman in her ego. The stories I can tell y'all now of the women that I know in my past that will have so much going on and would date a sorry sack of bones and will gain nothing out of it. I have stories of my own of dating sorry sack of bones. And they knowing that their sorry sack of bones is just looking like, hey, she want to deal with me, but don't mean I'm going to wife her. See, that's like the thing when you see a homeless person on the street and you want to give them a burger that you bit off of, and they look at it and say, take this back. What do you think I am? That's what I'm talking about. Your ego's so high, you going to give this homeless person a bitten burger because you thinking they so homeless that they should be grateful. It's restaurants that specifically have good food left over that they give to them homeless people in their hands sometimes. Sometimes they got to put it in the garbage can, but they do it so nicely that it's like, I mean, would I eat some of it too? I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. The ego is just so up here that you just think everybody just gonna stop, drop, and do everything that you say. No. What's gonna happen is you're gonna do everything that you said you was gonna do for that person. They're gonna receive it, and then they're gonna leave you. Or they may stay and just do their own thing on the side until they find out one that's gonna give them ultimatum, like, you stand with her, you stand with me. And he's like, I'm going with you. She already done build me up. She already done boosted my self-esteem. She already done did X, Y, and Z. I'm out. Now, it was all on the blogs. I'm so late to it. I don't even know why I'm mentioning it. But that was when I was watching her go through it. I said, oh, this is who I'm talking about. The baby and Danny Lay. Right? So, you know, she became his child's mother after she's already seen how he's treated other women. And, you know, I'm guessing, and from the videos, it looked like that he did kind of treat the ladies pretty shady. But hey, you know, if they like it, I guess I love it, right? But the lady, Danny Lay, she was so aggravated and mad that he was treating her bad all of a sudden. And what she was doing was what I said, that ego thing, where it's like, subconsciously, y'all both know that you really don't respect this man. Y'all both know that you're only here out of desperation. And he's going to give you a whipping for it. He's going to put you in your place for being desperate. The thing is, as a woman, you just have to realize that and don't put yourself in those predicaments no more. Back to the couple. Well, she was going off. She was mad. They got a little video or whatever, talking and stuff like that. And she was just mainly saying, I don't have time for this. I'm not a baby mother, but you're not his wife. So obviously you are a baby mother. It was like her ego kicked in, and it was like she wanted to name off the stuff that she is, what she is to him. And he's looking like, okay, and I still ran through you. I still turned you out. You still in my house. You still carrying my child. What? I'm still going to do what I do when I want to do how I want to do it. And you still here trying to prove yourself to me. You're still here trying to prove yourself to me. That's what you have to realize is going on. Your ego is setting you so fucking far up for failure right now that it's leading you to go prove yourself to someone who's already done checked you off the box as, I had that, I'm done with that. Could you imagine me and a man together, and he says, Mariah, I don't no longer want to be with you. I'm no longer going to give you what you think you're supposed to get from me. You could stay and accept it, or you could leave. And then I start rattling off to him. What? You know, I have my own business. I have this going on. What do you mean I could stay or leave? It should be. Soon as you fix your mouth to say that, this is what he's looking at. He's like, oh, got her. What was she supposed to? She was said, oh, you don't want to do X, Y, and Z? Oh, you don't want to do this and the third? Okay. Well, if you at the boy house already, you got stuff around, and you go and you pick up your stuff, you leave. If it's there and you're not there, if it's nothing really valuable, then let him have it. Or tell him to throw it out. You know what I mean? It's not that serious to go see somebody for that one last time. It's not that serious. So this ego of us women will have us going out, dating people, surrounding ourselves with people. Even you can even surround yourself with other women that you don't even really like, but that may treat you bad. But your ego is so wrapped up that you want to prove to yourself, oh no, this person really likes me. I cannot be not liked. Don't be a fool. Don't do that to yourself. I've done that before. I don't think I've done that with women, but I've done that in romantic relationships. I've actually said to somebody what I got and why they a fool for leaving me. You don't know how bogus that is to say that as a grown adult. I didn't say that at 18. I probably said that about 27, 28. Because I remember the conversation. And I remember as I was saying it to the person, I was saying to myself, Ryan, you don't even really want to marry this dude. Why are you even fighting for it? You know you don't even want to marry this person. What is wrong with you? But that ego, it couldn't let me just call it a day. My ego couldn't let me just say, I gotta go. My ego couldn't let me do that. Now, I'm not saying I dislike my ego. No. I'm just reminding people that a lot of times you'll be really surprised. And I think I say this a lot in my videos. I do. You'll be really surprised of how much you do not really like this person. When you start listening to that voice in your head, or if you're a person who thinks with the voice in their head, or if you're really logical, you don't really, I don't know. And you start listening and you say, wait, shut up. Who cares if he's about to leave? Do I even like him? The last couple of times we was having intercourse, he was going soft. Do I really like him? Ooh, when we go out to eat, he always sucking his teeth. He's always digging his fingers in his mouth. Do I really like him? When he talks, he just rambles for hours and hours in about just so much BS. Do I really like him? He walk like he got something up his butt. Do I really like him? These are the questions you have to stop and really genuinely ask yourself. Do you really like him? Is it the ego talking? Do this with everything. Do it with jobs. Do it with about to make a purchase. I do that now with purchases, because there's been times where I'm like, I'll look on a thing and I'm looking at the menu, whether it's food, whether it's like an online site, I'm looking for clothes, or I'm looking for like a clothing item, right? And say for instance, I'm looking for a nice white blouse. There's been times where I'll just keep scrolling to look for the most expensive white blouse and buy it because I'm deeming that's good. My ego is now, if I spent this much, blah, blah, blah. So there are going to be so many times where your ego saves the day and it really genuinely helps you. But there are so many times where your ego needs to take a back seat and you need to really think. Write out a pros and cons list of the person. Write it out. And then you could look at it and say, okay, I've been really legitly lying to myself. Hell, if you want to, email me the stuff about the person and I'll be able to say to you, dude, this got to be your ego. You can't tell me you like this person. You cannot tell me that. Look how they act. Look how they treat you. How would you even want to say that you like them? See, my ego's so big. I done told people, I was on drugs when I was going out with you. That I was high as a kite. Because I'm like, wait, I don't even want this person to even think that they even really would out with me. Okay, what did that Nicki Minaj and them say? You didn't do it you didn't F me, you F the whole body. The whole body, that's what I say. Who? That was Shrine. This is Ryan. Oh, you was going out with Shrine. That wasn't me. That's how I am. That's how big my ego is. I'm like, I'd rather not been in my right mind going out with you than be like, I was really sane. I was just desperate. So just please be aware of your ego, because it will have you genuinely caring about somebody. Like really creating these emotions inside your body to care about them, when that's not sincerely the truth of the matter. It's just something inside of you making you believe that this is real. It's the ego inside of you making you believe you can make this person be a smart, intelligent person. I'll give you one more example. It's no difference when, you with your female friend and maybe she's asking you for advice. She's asking your opinion on something. And you tell her, what it is. But you walk away and all you want to know if she did it or not. That's your ego. So with me being a person that loves to talk, when my friends come to me and we talk and we tell each other our woes or whatever, and we get in each other's opinion, whatever I say to them, I don't care and within 1 minute from now, they go do the complete opposite. Because me speaking this or voicing my opinion or advice or commentary, whatever the case may be, it's more so for me, but at the same time, it's one of the things of, I'm going to throw it out in the universe, and you'd be surprised how, if they don't listen to what you said, somebody else around them is going to say something so similar to what you say. that if they do it, it don't even matter. Like, long as you did what you need to do, that's best for yourself. So that is like the example I could say from woman to woman of, you know, you want to give your girlfriend, your female friend advice, and then they don't do it and you're upset. You're like, I'm never telling her nothing again. That's not what you're supposed to. Now, it's different if you stand up 5 hours on the phone and then she got the phone and go do the, that's something you say, okay, that is where you got to check yourself. You should not be on the phone for 5 hours talking about trauma. No, grow up. You don't need to be doing that. That's you getting a high off of thinking that you preaching and telling something to somebody. Once again, your ego. What we supposed to do is tell someone our opinion and drop it and just say, I hope that this sticks with you. I care about you either way. So I'm going to wrap up this video. I just really want everyone to be aware of your ego, especially us women. I don't know if some men watching. Y'all probably watching like, yep. Okay, I remember when I did X, Y, and Z, and I knew I had that girl because her ego was not going to let me go. She wasn't. She was not going to let me go, Ryan. So men know this already. They know it already. They know it when they a little boy. You know, they know when they're a little boy and they cry to their mama and they tell their mama something and their mama running around town trying to do it for her son. They know it already. It's just we as women don't realize that our ego is strong. We as women don't realize our ego could get us paying for a man to go back to school, thinking that we're going to get the prize of when he has a degree. And that don't always work out like that. So please be aware of your ego. Please understand that your ego could sometimes have you with a man that he knows that you're not supposed to be with him. And he's going to give you a good lesson for being with him. See you again.